Hi there, I'm Professor Heller Garland, and welcome to the course. One of the very first things you'll do in this course is an introduction of who you are to your classmates and to me. So I wanted to start with my introduction as well. I have been in the counseling field, specifically in addiction counseling, since 1993. As soon as I finished college, I went straight into the addiction counseling profession and have never regretted it. It has been one of the most fulfilling jobs and careers that I could have ever imagined. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. When I was growing up or even in college, I knew that I wanted to be a counselor from a very, very early age, but I wasn't sure exactly what kind of counselor, what that would look like. And just by chance, and out of a job application or resume that was picked up, I started working at a women's prison in Texas doing addiction counseling. And I have just never looked back. It has been an incredibly rewarding career. And 6 years ago, I was fortunate enough to come on as a lecturer at the University of North Texas, and giving back to students and watching students grow and seeing students leave our program after graduation and become counselors themselves has been such an incredible experience for me. I do believe this is where I'd like to stay for a long time. I continue to do some counseling here and there. I usually will do some consulting with treatment centers, and I will do a group here and there. I absolutely love group counseling. That is just one of my very favorite parts of the counseling experience. And I also, oddly enough, and to the dismay of many other counselors, I actually love paperwork, and I love the compliance to state standards. And knowing the rules and helping facilities get things according to the way the state requires or licensure requires. I'm not certain why that is, but I do love that part of the counseling profession. So the reason that I teach this course the way that I do is that I did a lot of these exercises in this workbook with clients whenever they were in treatment. And what I came to develop in my own ideas and what I saw effectively working with clients is that some counseling theories say to go back and uncover your past, but they don't go farther than that. And there are some counseling theories that say the past has nothing to do with the present. The past has passed and we're in the present, and if you can just have rational thoughts, then you can move forward and get to the goals that you want. And there are a variety of other counseling theories exist. However, for me, what I had determined working with clients and from so many of my wonderful colleagues and seeing how they interact with clients as well, successfully interact with clients, is that a mixture of the two of those things is most effective and most important. When I started teaching at UNT, and I started teaching this class in particular, I realized that many of the people taking the class that wanted to be counselors, pardon me, something fell. Many of the people taking the class that wanted to be counselors had not done that exploration themselves. And I believe that if you want to be an effective counselor, you really have to do that exploration yourself. You can't work with someone as effectively if you haven't gone through some of those excavations yourself. You don't have to be like or even be going down the same path or have ever gone down the same path as the people that you work with, but it certainly does help if you at least have knowledge of what that looks like. And we are more successful in any career and in any relationship if we know who we are and we're confident about who we are. So that's part of the digging in and looking at who we are, how we were raised, all the elements, all the major life areas that the workbook looks at, and then taking that and developing effective communication skills with that knowledge, then moving forward and taking that into effective communication skills and improving communication. So whether you'll be a counselor in your future or whether you'll be something other than a counselor, effective communication can help anyone. And whether it's your personal life or your professional life, without effective communication, we can't be as successful. So that is the reason that I feel strongly about people being willing to dig in and do a little bit of that soul searching themselves. I believe all of you are likely at different levels. Some of you will say, oh, that's not a big deal. I love that. I do it all the time, or I have already done that. And some of the information will be just a repeat for you or a revisit of that information. Some of you may say, that's not for me. I don't want to be a counselor, so I don't have any idea why I ought to be doing that kind of work. I can tell you, though, by and large, at the end of the semester, the feedback that I receive tells me that even though when students took the class, they weren't sure, they were a little apprehensive about the course, not sure what they were getting into or if they even wanted to. By and large, I hear back that it was an eye-opening experience and people find it a positive experience. So I hope that proves out for you as well.